Listen, that's really all I've got. So I'm going to bring your next act up here. He's a very, very funny comic. He actually has performed in Vancouver, Seattle, San Francisco, and Sussex. Because he lives there now. Please welcome to the stage the very funny Darren Elmore.
Thank you, Pride people. Oh my God, thank you guys for coming out to this tonight. That's awesome. You guys rock. And I also want to give a quick shout out to Mark, Burnett, and Dee Dee Lombard-Lloyd for helping me put on this show. They do amazing work. And I just want to let you know too, Mark has told me he is pregnant, his wife is pregnant. He has agreed to raise his kid gay. It's kind of like raising any other kid, except the thermometer is bigger. Yeah, it's great to be here. Happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride. Yes. Hope you guys had a great week. I had a great week. It was kind of up and down a little bit. One of the big things that happened to me, I came into some money this week. Yeah. Although now my toonies are all stuck together. Yeah, strap in. This is where we're going. That's the level of the room right now. I actually am a little discombobulated right now because I got some really bad news before I came up here. Like Mark said, I do live in Sussex. And just before I came up here, to drive up here, my mom said to me, "Hey Darren, be very careful driving on that highway. There's a lot of moose on that highway." And then she dropped this bomb on me. She said, "Especially on the weekends." That's terrifying. To know that's where I'm headed genetically speaking, that's awful. My God. I do live in Sussex. I live with my parents. I had to move back from Vancouver because I lost my job, unfortunately. And basically Vancouver got too expensive. And if I had to pinpoint exactly when it got too expensive, it wasn't when I lost my job. It wasn't even when my rent jumped by $100 a month. It was probably when my parents stopped sending me money. I had a pretty sweet deal too. I had them convinced I was doing some volunteer tech work for the Canadian Armed Forces, but then they found out I was just playing Call of Duty 12 hours a day. Is that enough? Yeah, now I'm back home in Sussex, living with my parents, and there's some positive things and some negative things about living with your parents at this age. First of all, I'm not living in an apartment building anymore, so I don't have to share a tiny, tiny laundry room with a whole building full of people. That said, now living with my parents is way more disturbing when I find out that someone in my building is stealing my dirty underwear from my laundry. Mom? Dad? So I lost my job, ended up back here in Sussex. It's fantastic. I decided I had to make some changes in my life. First and foremost, I decided I needed to lose weight quick. I needed to get fit. And I'm very happy to say I just passed a milestone. I just lost my 50th pound in the last year. No applause necessary. No, it's a journey, not a destination. And also I'm lying to you. I've gained 20 since the summer. It's not going well. And it's my fault too. I eat the worst shit imaginable. Just terrible. And it scares me. It's terrifying. I have no control over it whatsoever. In fact, it scared me so much that I decided to put together a living will. And I put in a donut resuscitate order. That's not a do not resuscitate order, by the way. That's a donut resuscitate order. If you find me unresponsive, just shove Tim Hortons in my face for a while. I'll come out of it. Actually, a friend of mine told me, he said, the best way to lose weight really quickly, a lot of weight really quickly, is to do a juice cleanse. And I think I'm going to try that. That seems like something that I can do that's an attainable goal. As soon as I can find a blender that can liquefy an entire Greco's Party pizza. Not as easy as you might think. But another change that I decided to make, I decided to stop drinking and start going to AA meetings. I know, and I don't have a drinking problem, I should say that. I'm not an alcoholic. It's just as a comedian, it's way easier to get stage time there. And I don't think I'm being vain when I say I am the funniest person on those shows. Yeah, I get it, you lost your kids, but burying your punchlines is not going to bring them back. Oh, you're turning on me, oh my god. Huge AA crowd here, oh my god, sorry. Which ballroom am I in? I think I'm in the wrong ballroom. Wrong meeting. Yeah, I gotta stop going. I gotta stop going to AA meetings. Obviously, I don't belong there. I mean, look at me, my reasons for drinking are valid. Like those other losers. And then a lot of that is being gay, of course. I'm not saying that being gay is a valid reason to drink. I'm not. I don't want to send the wrong message out to young gay men and women, LGBTQ youth. However, let's be honest, it is a good reason to drink appletini. And ladies, straight ladies in the house, if you're drinking an appletini and your boyfriend or husband leans over and he says, I'm just curious to see what they taste like, and asks for a sip, he's talking about cock. I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger on that one. Send them to me, I'll talk them through it. I'll talk them through it, we'll get through this together, we're a community. I came out later in life too, that was fun. Learned a lot about the world, learned a lot about myself. Learned, for instance, that I was not what the gay community was looking for in a new recruit. They were looking to go more in the direction of a hairless Latino who could get his knees behind his ears. And I don't speak Spanish. I don't. No hablo español. That one may haunt you tonight, so I apologize in advance if you wake up screaming with that image in your head. Yeah, I also found out that I'm a bear. Immediately when I came out, everyone started calling me a bear, and I had no idea what it was, so I had to ask somebody, what is it? Why are you calling me a bear? And I said, well, you're a bear because you look like a bear, you know, and we're big and hairy, and I've been known to maul campers for food. But it turns out my gallbladder is worth $3,000 on the Chinese black market as an aphrodisiac, so hello retirement plan. Yeah, I don't necessarily, coming out so late, it makes it hard to kind of assimilate into the gay community sometimes. It's really hard to get some of the concepts and fit in with a lot of people. I mean, I'm from a small town. I grew up in a small town. I'm a very small town kind of guy. So I don't necessarily fit in with the gay community, especially other gay men. I mean, look at me. I hunt, I play hockey, I listen to country music. I'm lying to you again. I'm sorry. I don't know why I do that. But it's tough. I don't understand some of the things. Like, I love pride celebrations, I do. I don't understand the term pride, though. Because mainly, especially for gay men, I think we all have to agree, gay men have no pride. We will wear or fuck anything. If it's got cocaine or has been on TV, it's going on or in us in some fashion. Yeah, sorry, everything's going to be trigger warning from here on out. Sorry, I apologize. But yeah, and there's certain things to like the way we communicate and our values. And I am, like I said, from a small town, so I've got a very small town Christian background, morals, very conservative values. And I was on a. I basically what it boils down to is I have to know someone before I jump into bed with them. And two, there's got to be a bed, okay? No parks, no parking lots, no. But I was on a dating app called Scruff. I'm not sure if any of you know what it is. It's very similar to Grindr, but I was talking to this guy, and this guy says, it says right there on my profile, Just looking for conversation, just looking for friends, and we'll see what happens. This guy actually started up a conversation with me and said hello, and I said hi back, because I want to be friendly. And I said, how you doing? And he said, well, I'm a little tired. I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, which is a little unusual. So I said to him, what do you do for a job? And he said, dude, too personal. So too personal, asking you, you know that your profile picture is a close-up of your asshole, right? And you're lecturing me on boundaries? And both of your hands are in the picture. I don't think you're the one who took that picture, okay? So it's a little off. I'm a little misfit with the gay community. You know who I do love? I love my lesbian sisters. Lesbians in the house? Yay! It's not just lesbians, too. Straight women, any straight women who just want to beat the shit out of their boyfriends or husbands. A couple of those, yeah. I love you, too. I've got love for all of you. Of course, lesbians sometimes think that gay men don't like women, that we hate women. That's not true. I don't hate women. I hate your vaginas. And just the vaginas. I get the boobs, they're hilarious. Especially when you run. But, yeah, it's just the vaginas, really. And it's not even that I'm against the vaginas. I'm not anti-vagina. I just consider myself really, really, really pro-penis. And can you blame me, really, when you look at them side by side? A penis is like having a great roommate in university. He sleeps most of the day. Every once in a while he gets up and parties till he pukes. Goes back to bed, leaves you to clean up the mess. Whereas a vagina has got all these weird wrinkles and folds and funny smells, bleeds for almost no reason. Usually spending time with one involves listening to a whole lot of boring stories. It's like visiting your 95-year-old grandmother. Grandmother, party, you get it. You guys get it. I don't even hate vaginas either. I've seen them up close. Not in person, God no. I'm not a thrill seeker. I've seen them on the internet. But let me tell you, seeing the internet, vaginas on the internet, is kind of like watching an ISIS beheading video. I'll click on it, I'm curious, a little scared, I just don't want to see any blood. That's where I draw the line. I consider myself a feminist, though, I do. It probably comes from the fact that I grew up in a house with a lot of strong women. Even to this day, I get my menstrual cycle. It's not menstrual cycle, menstrual. It's a little different. For 5 to 7 days every month, I hide in the basement and I refuse to have opinions. Yeah, so, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, it's nice to have narration. Yeah, well, now I'm just gay in Sussex, so that's fine. It is so hard. First of all, the only men's clothing store in Sussex is Walmart. You know how depressing that is? That's just off. And I should say, I mentioned everything I'm wearing tonight, Walmart. It's embarrassing. Like, not the shoes or the hat, but everything else is Walmart. And I'm including the 60 pounds of weight that I'm carrying. Because Walmart is where I get my white bread, Kraft dinner, and Doritos. Yes, but I try to fit in. It's kind of hard. It's really difficult to fit in Sussex, mainly because everyone wears camouflage year-round, so I can't see them. I don't know they're there until they start the truck up, and then it's too late. They're gone. So. But you know, I give Sussex, I shit on Sussex a lot. I give it a hard time. I do shit on Sussex quite a bit, literally. Every morning at 3 o'clock, I go down to town hall and I leave a fresh pile on the steps with a little note that says, "Get a Starbucks already." Nothing. But before I finish off and we bring up your headliner, I just want to tell you, though, I grew up in Sussex, scared little gay boy. I was terrified, absolutely terrified that anyone would find out that I was gay. It was a horrible way to live your life. And yet, last year, I came back to Sussex and I stood up in front of a crowd of all the people that I grew up around, and I told my little filthy jokes about butt sex and whatnot. And they didn't boo. They didn't hiss, they didn't get up and walk out. Guys, they barely even set me on fire. It was beautiful. So people change. We are moving forward as a people. Thank you guys so much. That is my time. Enjoy the